Hi, my dear children. This is Prasanna, your maths tutor. Dear children, in the previous video, we understood that what is the meaning of perimeter. So let me remind you one more time. Perimeter is the total length of the sides of a closed geometrical figure, and the units of perimeter usually will be in millimeters, centimeters, meters, or in kilometers. Let us recall the formula of perimeter now. Perimeter of different geometrical figures. So the first, perimeter of triangle. So sum of the lengths of its sides. So when you take any triangle and when you add all the lengths of that triangle, then that would give you the perimeter of that triangle. Similarly, perimeter of square. So if you want to find out the perimeter of the square, you must add all the sides, lengths of all the sides. So here square, the given shape is square. So square is nothing but it's a shape where all the sides are of equal length. So that's why you have to add all the lengths of sides of the square in order to get the perimeter of the square. And the next shape is, look at here, s plus s plus s plus s. So instead of adding s 4 times, we can write it as 4 times of s, because repeated addition is nothing but multiplication, so that it is 4s. Perimeter of square is 4s as well, or else s plus s plus s plus s. Then perimeter of triangle, perimeter of rectangle it is. Yes, so rectangle has two sides equal and other two sides are equal. Say for example, rectangle has two lengths and two breadths. So here we got two lengths and two breadths. So here in both the terms 2 is common, so that's why we take this 2 outside and we write the L, which is uncommon, and B is also uncommon, so that's why we write them inside the bracket. So that is why perimeter of rectangle is written as 2 times of L plus B, or else 2L plus 2B. Both are right. Now let us solve few problems based on perimeters of these geometrical figures. First one is, find the perimeters of these triangles. So these are the measurements they given. First side measures 90 centimeter, second side measures 80 centimeter, third side of the triangle measures 70 centimeter. So in order to find the perimeter of the triangle, we usually what we do, we get the sum of, we add all the lengths of the sides, so that is P, Q, R. So the length of first side, that is P, is 90, length of second side is 80 centimeter, and the length of third side is 70 centimeter. So we add these all lengths of all the sides, so that it would be 240 centimeter. So this is the perimeter of first triangle, that is PQR. So P is the name of first side, Q is the name of second side, and R is the name of third side. Let us move on to the second triangle. So here name of the first side is D and its length is 38.4 meter. Name of the second side of the triangle is E and its measurement is 43.7 meter. Name of the third side of the triangle is F and its measurement is 35.6 meter. So to find out the perimeter of this triangle, we add the lengths of all these three sides, that is D plus E plus F. So measurement of first side is 38.4, second side is 43.7 meter, and third side is 35.6 meter. So when you add all these three sides, it would be 117.7 meter. So this is the perimeter of second triangle. Let's move on to the third. So just look at here A, the side A and the side C, they are having the equal length, that is 102 meter, and there is another side, that is third side, its name is B and its measurement is 98 centimeter. Again we are going to find out the perimeter of this triangle. So it is A plus B plus C. Length of A is 102 and length of B is 98 centimeter, and the length of C is, which is also equal to the length of A, that is 102. So that's why when you add all these three sides, then it would be 302 centimeter. So this is the perimeter of third triangle. Let's move on to the fourth triangle, that is Here also two sides are having the same length, that is A equals C equals 36.6 centimeter and B equals 39.4 centimeter. So A plus B plus C same. So A is 36.6 and B, the side B is 39.4 centimeter and the side C measures 36.6 centimeter, and when you add all these you would get 112.6 centimeter, and the last triangle is this. Here just look at here, A, B and C, all the three sides equal and they are having the measurement of 64.5 centimeter. So A plus B plus C, because all the sides are having the same length, so that's why add 64.5 three times and it would give you 193.5 centimeter. So this is the perimeter of fifth triangle. Let's move on to the next main, that is find the perimeters of these squares. So just to recall the perimeter formula of square, that is 4 times of S, right? Okay, the length of one side is enough. To find out the perimeter of the square, length of one side is enough, because square is the shape which has all the sides and which are of equal length. So that is why to find out the perimeter of the square, length of one side is enough, right? So it is 4 times of S. We are finding the perimeter of the first square and its formula is 4 times of S. 4 as it is, this 4 tells you that square has 4 sides, and this S tells you that the length of one side, that is 42 centimeter. So 4 times of 42 would be 168 meter. So this is the perimeter of first square, and similarly perimeter of the second square can be found like this, that is 4 times of S again and 4 as it is. So in place of S you take the value of 84.6, because this is the length of the side of this square, so that's why it is 84.6, and it would give you, when you multiply these two, it would give you 338.4 centimeter. So similarly perimeter of the third square can be find out like this, and perimeter of the fourth square can be found in this way. Let's move on to the next main, that is find the perimeters of these rectangles. So just recall the formula of rectangle, that is 2 times of L plus B. So L is given, breadth is also given. So rectangle usually has two sides which are equal, and other two sides which are also equal, which are opposite to each other. Well, so 2 times of L plus B is the perimeter formula of rectangle, so that 2 times, so length is 120 meter and breadth is 60 meter. So when you add 120 and 60 first, it would give you 180, and here brackets are treated as multiplication sign, so that's why when you remove the bracket, then it will turn into multiplication sign. So 180 plus 120 plus 60 would be 180, then 180 times of 2 is 360 meter. So this is the perimeter of first rectangle. Let us move on to the next perimeter and next rectangle, that is 2 times of L plus B and 2 as it is. Length is 98 and breadth is 66. When you add 98 and 66 plus, it would be 164, and when you remove the bracket you can use the multiplication sign. 164 times of 2 is 328 centimeter. So this is the perimeter of second rectangle, and similarly perimeter of the third rectangle can be found like this, and the perimeter of fourth rectangle can be solved in this way. Let us move on to the next main. It is find the perimeter of each of the given figure A. This is the figure A, this is the figure B, and this is the figure C. And notice here that length of each side of the block. So if you consider this one as the one block, then length of each side of block is 1 centimeter. Say for example, this is 1 centimeter, and this is also 1 centimeter, this is also 1 centimeter, and this is also 1 centimeter, which means length of each side of the block equals 1 centimeter. Now we are required here to find out the perimeter of the given figures A, B and C. Let us consider figure A first. Let us add, since our target is to find out the perimeter, so we have to concentrate on only on boundary line of this figure A. So let us count the blocks. 1, 2 centimeter, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the perimeter of first figure is 16 centimeter. Similarly, let us find the perimeter of figure B. Yes, let's begin from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the perimeter of this figure B is 18 centimeter. Similarly, you can find the perimeter of figure C as 16 centimeter. Just go around this shape and count the each side of the block so that it would give you 16 centimeter. Let us move on to the next main, that is solve the following. So sides of a big triangle measures 100 meter each, and the sides of small triangle measure 10 meter less than the sides of the big triangle. So there are two triangles. First one is big triangle and the second one is smaller triangle, and length of each side of this big triangle is 100 meter, which means this is also 100 meter. The length of this side is also 100 meter, and the length of this side is also 100 meter. And when you come to the second small triangle, so here the length of each side of this triangle would be 10 meter less than the sides of the bigger triangle. So here the length of each side of bigger triangle is 100 meter, but length of this smaller triangle, length of each side of this smaller triangle is not given, but one hint is given, that is 10 meter less than. So that 10 meter less than this 100 meter is what? That is 90 meter. So here the length of each side of this triangle would be 90 meter, which means this is also 90 meter, this is also 90 meter, and this is also 90 meter. So for this we have to find the perimeter of the big triangle. So perimeter of the big triangle is adding all the sides 100 plus 100 plus 100, so that it is 300 meter, and perimeter of the smaller triangle would be 90 plus 90 plus 90, so that it is 270 meter, and difference of 2. So difference means just subtract the perimeter of the smaller triangle from the perimeter of the bigger triangle. So 300 minus 270 would be 30 meter. Let us move on to the next question. It is length of this side of smaller square is 80 meter, and the length of this side of bigger square is 20 more than the small square. So we have a bigger square here and we have one more smaller square here, and just look at the hint. Length of each side of small square is 80 meter. So this is 80 meter. So this is the length of each side of this small square is 80 meter. So that this would also be 80, this would also be 80, and this will also be 80. But hint is given. That hint we have to recognize here. That is length of each side of big square is 20 meter more than the length of each side of the small square. So 20 meter more than this means it is 100 meter. So that length of each side of this square is 100 meter, which means this is also 100 meter, this is also 100 meter, and this is also 100 meter. This will also be 100 meter. So perimeter of the small square would be 4 times of s, because this is the formula of perimeter of a square. So that 4 times of s and 4 as it is. Then length of each side of smaller square is 80, so that's why 4 times of 80, it is 320 meter. Let us find out the perimeter of big square. So here length of each side of big square is 100 meter, so that it is formula will be 4 times of s, 4 as it is, and in place of s we take 100, it is 400 meter, and difference of both these perimeters. So this is the perimeter of the smaller square and this is the perimeter of bigger square, so that the difference of these two would be 400 minus 320, it would be 80 meter. Let us move on to the next question. It is Manoj orchard is square shaped of length 50 meter and Arun's orchard is rectangular of length 39 meter and breadth 46 meter. So orchard is nothing but it is just like a plantation where you can grow some commercial plants like coconut, then banana, then fruit trees. So such trees you can grow there. It is just like a plantation, right? Yes. So this is the shape of the Manoj orchard and its shape is square, and here the length of each side of this Manoj orchard is 50 meter, and we have another orchard here, that is Arun orchard, and the shape of this Arun orchard is rectangle, and length of this rectangular orchard is 39 meter, then breadth of Arun's orchard is 46 meter. So look at the what they are asking exactly, whose orchard has a longer boundary. So if they are talking about boundary, which clearly tells us that they are talking about perimeter, because boundary is always outer part of the shape, so that's why it is perimeter. So in order to find whose orchard has longer boundary, we have to find out the perimeters of both orchards. Yes, uh, let us find the perimeter of Manoj orchard. So Manoj orchard boundary. So boundary is nothing but perimeter. So that 4 times of S, because this shape is square. So that's why we use that formula, that is 4 times of S, 4 times of 50, because length of each side of this Manoj orchard is 50 meter. So that it is 4 times of 50, 200 meter. Then Arun orchard has a shape of rectangle, so that its formula would be this, that is 2 times of L plus B. We write 2 as it is. Length is 39 meter and breadth is 46 meter. 39 plus 46 would be 85, and when you remove the bracket you can use the multiplication sign here, so that 85 times of 2 is 170 meter. So after seeing both the boundaries here, after seeing both the perimeters, you can clearly say that Manoj orchard has a longer boundary, because 200 is bigger than 170. So that is why you can say that Manoj orchard has a longer boundary. But we have another half of the question, that is, if the cost of constructing a wire fence is 200 rupees for 1 meter, then who has to pay more for the fencing and by how much? So fencing is nothing but constructing a compound which is made of wire around any building or around a particular land. So Manoj wants to construct a fence which is made of wire around his orchard, and Arun also wants to construct the fence which is made of wire around his orchard. But who has to pay more here for constructing the fence if the cost of fencing is 200 rupees for 1 meter? Let us see that. It is, first of all, to find out the cost of fencing, we must know the perimeters of both the lands. So we already know this. The perimeter of Manoj land is 200 meter and the perimeter of Arun land is 170 meter. So based on this, we are going to find out the cost of fencing. So let us find out the cost of fencing of Manoj orchard first. So cost of fencing Manoj orchard is, so this is the 200 rupees for 1 meter. But the total length of, the perimeter of Manoj orchard is 200 meter. So that's why 200 rupees into 200 meter would be 40,000 rupees. So this is the cost of fencing of Manoj orchard. Let us find out the cost of fencing of Arun orchard. So again it is 200 rupees, but the total perimeter of Arun orchard is 170. So that multiply 200 rupees by 170 meter, it would be 34,000 rupees. So 34,000 rupees will be spent for fencing the Arun orchard. So just look at the cost here, you can clearly figure out that Manoj has to pay more. Look at here, Manoj is paying more than Arun. By how much? To find out this, we subtract both money here, both cost here, that is 40,000 minus 34,000, it would be 6,000. So that's why Manoj has to pay more than Arun by 6,000 rupees. In this way we can solve these problems.